Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, Master Grade Gym Cold Districts type. Now, the Gym Cold Districts type has finally happened. This is one of those gyms that I have been waiting for a Master Grade to happen, or at least the HGUC Revive kit. But we got the Rowa Damashi for anime first, and I was very happy with that, but now we have the Master Grade version of it. Now, this review is not going to be a full-fledged review. This is going to be a simple review. What I mean by simple review is that it's going to be, I won't be showing articulation because it's pretty much identical as a previous kit or previous kits I've reviewed. So I have reviewed the Master Grade GM Sniper 2, and then I also have reviewed the Master Grade GM Command Space type, as you can see, which is why I am going to be not showing the articulation, because it's going to be pretty much identical and it will eat up some time anyways. Now, the reason why I brought out the GM Command Space type, it's because it's pretty similar. It's kind of base is this kit. Now, you could say it's also based on the GM Sniper 2, because a lot of plates are from that kit. But on the internet, I mostly see people comparing them with the GM Command type, which I think does make more sense, to be honest, because the GM Sniper 2, if you look at the legs, there's a lot more details. But for the GM Command Space type, it's a more simple looking leg, which the Cold Districts type also has that. I would have done it with the GM Command Colony type. Problem is I don't own that yet, which I will get sooner or later, so sorry about that part. Okay, so before we start, let's talk about the leftover parts, because Premium Bandai kits usually come with a good amount of leftover parts. I'm just gonna push this a little bit to the side and let's talk about them. Okay, so here are some plates. I mostly cut off the empty sections, and then there's some more, and there are some parts that I actually cut off. So I'm gonna show you guys the part that I didn't cut off yet, to show you guys how things worked. Now, there are some interesting parts here, so here we go. So first of all, this is from the. Now I don't read Japanese, but I'm just gonna assume that's the GM Sniper 2 by the looks of it. These are the original leg joints, or the joints for the legs. So I believe this is the one that the GM Command Space type also uses as well. And this part, I believe that's the inner frame for the body. And then here we have, come on, these parts are oh no, are they? Oh, there we go. Here we have the head of the original GM Command Space type, or the calling type, and then here we have the leg armors from the GM Command Space type, or the GM Command. I'm just gonna say the GM Command, okay. And then here we have the hand parts. Now, technically these the fist parts are not leftover pieces, but I wasn't going to use them anyway, so they're leftover pieces. And these two hands are not the trigger fingers, but well, I guess depending on the weapon, you could use it as trigger finger. But I believe these were also meant for the beam sabers, as far as I remember. So yeah, these ones you won't be using because the beam sabers that come with this kit does not have the holes and hand joints. And then this one, if I remember, this one's actually from the GM Sniper 2. This is the knee sections, the inner frame of the legs. Once again, this is a repeat, I believe. So yeah, so GM Sniper 2, I believe. Yep. And then here we have the head part. This part must be also the head inner frame, the leg, the knee piece, and the leg armor piece. This is the L plate, which I forgot where it's from. This one, I think it's just the GM Sniper custom, or So we have another head piece on the inside, and then more vents, leg armor. This one's, I believe this one's a. Oh yeah, so this one is actually from the GM Command Space type. Okay, sorry. So this must mean GM Command. Yeah, sorry about that. So we have the antenna for it, but it's in gray, and then we have the head parts, the beam rifle part, and then here we have the A plate, which has a ton of the pieces from the other kit. So we have the side skirts, front skirts. These are for the beam saber connecting parts, I believe, this one as well, and then a lot of red parts for the vents from the sniper and command. And then here we have this part, which might be pretty familiar for a lot of people. So this one is from the I think that's called GM 2.0. It's either that or the Arc 70 2.0, so whatever it is. Then here we have more parts. We have the front skirt, I believe that's the neck area, and yeah, I forgot what those are. These must be the waist areas. And here we have a very common plate for gyms from the Gym 2.0 or X78 2.0. Or, well, I don't have the 3.0, so I'm not sure if it counts. But yeah, we have the bazooka parts, a little bit of it, and then the original beam sabers and a pilot figurine, which wasn't really mentioned in the manual. And here are some parts I cut off. So, these thrusters, those I just basically cut off by mistake. So since I cut it off, I cut them everything and the inside red parts of them as well. And then here we have the arm parts. Now, the reason why these are cut off is while building, I actually made a mistake. So one arm was correct, but somehow I was rushing on a certain process, so I accidentally cut off a different arm piece and attached it, which does actually work. So it's just like a minor detail difference. So if you don't like the details on the arm, you could use these if you want to do so. And then ammo mags, because this kit does come with this machine gun, but since you're going to be mostly using one on the machine gun, and there's no way to actually store these, so I say they are considered leftover parts. Alright, so let's get on to the other stuff. So let them spin around for a bit. So here's what we get in terms of stickers / decals. Now, some people might get disappointed but stickers. These two on the front are the head cameras, but since the inside piece is already a green clear piece, I thought it would be a waste to use these as usual. And then this number 4 is actually the sticker for the machine gun on the front. And for some reason, they did not color separate the V symbol on the crotch area, which I did color in a metallic gold marker. This was kind of a bummer. And then, being a Premium Bandai Master Grade kit, this comes with not a dry transfer, but a water slide decal. Okay, so other than that, let's see what else we get. So as I mentioned, we get this machine gun, and I don't know why my camera is starting to be red a little bit. Oh well. Pretty simple. We've seen this before. Nothing too special. And this is the main finale of when it comes to weapons, because a lot of people for some reason like this weapon. Even in Gundam Battle Operations 2, this gun has a faster firing rate, I believe, but the range is kind of, not as good as this one. So yeah, but still, you have a detachable ammo mag right over here, and then we have this red piece, which is a grenade launcher. Luckily, even in the manual, it's not really mentioned, but they do give you a gray version, so if you don't like that red one, you can always use the gray one. Because I've already seen people mention on Facebook saying they don't like that red piece, make it looks like a toyish thing, but oh well. For me, I've seen this version more often with the red version, so I'm not sure why are there I'm seeing different versions. So you get two beam saber effect parts, but you're going to be mostly using one, but you do get two beam saber hilts, but one is going to be a leftover part because only one goes onto the backpack. And then some more finger pieces. Now you get two open hands, which I'm currently using one on the right hand on the kit, and then another hand for holding the beam saber. The other one is actually on the left hand on the kit at the moment. And then here we have the shield. Very basic shield. I think the red should have been a little bit more darker. Well, on my camera it may look a bit light, but yeah, it's not as dark as how the HG came out, if I remember correctly. Okay, so let's get on to the review / comparison. So a simple review means that I won't be showing articulation, but I will be mostly doing comparisons with a previous kit or its base kit. So let's get started. So yeah, every time I put something on my rotating base, it does ruin the balance of something. So after the comparison, I'll be showing how the weapons attach. Okay, so first of all, obviously the color and the head are different. And then the main body. The main body is, I believe, is the same piece, minus the waist. But the way how the vents connect are different, as far as I know, because these vents the vent designs are obviously different. So the way how they go in are different. Now there is one warning that I have to mention regarding the main body. Now if you look at the cockpit, now these kits, even the Gym Command Space type, the cockpit does not open entirely with how a normal Momosu would. Then again, in GBO2 or Gundam Battle Operations 2, these would actually open up. The way how you're supposed to open this is to lift up this red and gray piece. This is a very fragile piece. Now I'm not talking about the red piece, but that gray piece. There's a T-shaped peg that goes into this red piece, and that part is very, very fragile. I the first time I built it, it was okay, but when I was trying to open the cockpit, it snapped. So I had to glue that in, so I can't open. I'm not going to even touch that cockpit area. This one, I believe, if you look at here, this is actually a single piece, which actually is does not actually have any issues of breaking. So yeah, although I'm having trouble opening it up, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, there's for the command type, this being a single piece, that has no trouble, but because of the design and color of the kit, they had to color separate that area, but that's also a very fragile area, so just be careful on that part. I really don't know, I don't really have much advice on what to do in order to avoid breaking. It's just, you just need to be very careful regarding that. And regarding the head articulation, I would like to look at the head as well. I really love these small details going on. The Vulcans are all color separated pieces. The red area on the face is also color separated. Of course, the vents on the inside, the black areas, those I colored by myself. Luckily, even in the pictures, they weren't too black. They were more of a light, dark black color. So I just used a simple Gundam panel lining marker to just color them simply. And the antenna, very simple and basic antenna. There's no antenna on the side area anymore. And I'm really glad that these antennas are no longer the cheap, fragile ones like how old Master Grade gym kits used to have, like the Gym Quell or the Gym Custom had. And then you still have the nice ab crunch going on. So simple articulation, basic articulation, 360 twist on the arm, 90 degrees to the side, backward and forward movement, double jointed bend, ball jointed hands. You have all the basics of what a Master Grade gym would have these days. So yeah. Okay, so let's look at the arms. Now the arms actually have some different details. So as I mentioned, the one I accidentally used while first building were these ones. So you can see these ones have those like square tabs going on. This one is just a plain smooth one, and except for having that square one over there. And then yeah, here's the V symbol. I actually used a Gundam Gold metallic marker. Of course, I may have scraped it off a little bit too hard to leave some markings. Oh, regarding the stickers on the head, so you can see on the front camera, you're supposed to put a sticker here, which is already a clear piece, so I decided that was a waste. Same goes to the back section as well. So okay, and then let's look at the back. So obviously the backpack is different, but you can still see they use the same piece. Even the back skirt is pretty much the same, except for the part where the beam saber will be held for the Gym Command. There's actually just a now dark gray piece, and here's one of the main difference on the figure itself is the leg area. So you can see the joints, they look different. These pretty much just look like normal Master Grade joints, or just generic joints, while the Gym Cold Districts type has these cable molded in like designs into them. So big difference, or small difference. And then if you look at the side of the legs, sorry about that. So you can see these ones actually have some holes for like thrusters. This one does not. So yeah, once again, small differences. So the front of the legs, there's no different. There's pretty much same legs, and I think the feet are supposed to be the same as well. So yeah. Shoulders are obviously the same. So head different as well. So yeah, you can totally say that this pretty much came. The base kit is pretty much the Gym Command type, if you want to say that. Okay, so now let's look at the. Now we know the basic articulation. Let's look at how the weapons work. So first of all, despite there being a beam saber, the way how this connects is there's just a simple peg going on. Now one thing that might be awkward regarding this kit is that because of that ab crunch gimmick, it does go a lot. So that's very good. Sorry about that. But when you try to make it look straight, it may look awkward. Sometimes you may feel like the kit is maybe staring up too much or staring down too much. So when you fiddle around, the more it may feel a little bit awkward, but that could be just a personal issue. Here we have the beam saber. Now the beam saber for some reason does not have the peg system, hold and peg system. I would have liked to see that, but oh well. So what you need to do is just pretty much latch on the beam saber to the hand, and there you go. It's pretty much simple, basic and simple. It works pretty well. It doesn't fall off that easily. So another issue that I'm having is that this could be just mine, but this shoulder joint is kind of loose, but thanks to that, it actually moves much more smoother than my other kits. So I guess that's a plus. So here we have the gun. So another thing that I don't understand in the manual is that you have this part that moves up and down, and then they tell you to there's supposed to be like a longer slide gimmick, so you can actually lock this in it, and then you are able to supposed to pull it out. When I first did that, that wasn't pretty easy, but now I think after doing a few times it works. So yeah, I already attached the trigger finger. Now attaching the trigger finger is easy, but taking this trigger finger off the gun is not easy. It's one of those pegs or joints that only will come off when they feel like coming off. But attaching the hand is not too hard. So yeah, let's see. And even in the manual, they mention that you can use it to do the double hand pose on this thing. But the other hand has to be the beam saber grabbing hand. And you would think the sum would be actually going under the mag, but no, they actually tell you to just put it up like that. And then now on the manual they tell you to whatchamacallit, not slide it in, but basically you attach the hand on top of it so it will latch on. But either way, if you work your way around, it does still work. So basically they just want you to do something like this. It works. And yeah, I actually do like this pose. And I'm having less trouble compared to the HD version, because the HD version, it's because of that back stock area not being able to move, and you can actually remember that the back section of that peg thing is actually facing down, which actually makes it much more harder to pose with it. But yeah, it works, and I really like it how this turned out, because that part was actually a part I was really worried about, thinking that, oh boy, I'm going to have a lot of trouble posing with that gun. But no, it actually turned out much more easier. And I mentioned I'm trying to get this trigger finger off, but oh boy, that was close. And then here we have the more basic or more common machine gun. And yeah, it attaches pretty much identical and easier as well. I say that, but and yet I'm having trouble. Oh boy. Yeah, trying to do things in front of camera are kind of tricky. And because you're also worried that you might make a mistake or you might make something fly off and break something. So you don't want that to happen. So yeah, I got the machine gun and it works pretty well. So that's pretty much it for the review. So this review was a simple review, but I think I pretty much dealt with most of the parts that people are curious about. So the Gym Cool District Side Master Grade, it's pretty much what you expect from being a Master Grade. It has the basic articulation of a typical modern Master Grade would have. Being a gym type, it has some simple details, but it has also everything that it would require or need. The only thing I would say it's lacking would be, okay, for the shield, it's pretty obvious. You have this part and the handle. You don't need the handle actually, but you can just pretty much attach the shield on the bottom of the hand, which has a hole. So yeah, it's pretty much what you expect from it's pretty much what you expect. That's the best way I can say about this kit. So it doesn't have any like amazing like gimmick or detail like how a new Master Grade would have, but no, because this is a gym, this is like supposed to be like a mass production type mobile suit, so that's why everything is pretty much simple and yeah, basic than you think. So yeah, some parts may look a little bit too simple to you, but that's just how it is. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the review. If you really like the Gym Cool District site, I would definitely recommend it. But if you do get it, I would also suggest that you be careful on that red part of the cockpit. Not the actual red part, but the gray top on part of it. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Master Grade Gym Cool District type. If you guys got any questions or requests, you can comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews now, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!